Sukkah, Perek Beis, Mishnah Daled. Ho'ise sukkoso bein ho'ilonos, someone who makes his sukkah bein ho'ilonos, between the trees, v'ho'ilonos defonos lo, and the trees are acting purely as walls, not as we learnt in the previous Mishnah, when a person's going up a tree. The tree is acting exactly as a wall, and the sukkah is on the ground. In that case, kashera, the sukkah is kashera. However, the Bartanura mentions that this is only where the trees will be sturdy, any gaps have been made up with other items. And the Bartanura says, "Shekol mechitza she'einu yichol lamoid beruach metzuya." If this wall, which is the trees, could not remain sturdy with a normal wind, that would not be considered a wall, a mechitza. So it must remain fixed. The Mishnah continues, Shluchei mitzvah. These are people on performing mitzvahs. They've been perhaps sent on a mission to do a mitzvah. As the Bartanura mentions, this could be someone who's on their way to greet Rabbi, his Rebbe, his teacher, or perhaps they're on the way lepidyon shavuim, to redeem those people in captivity. Such people, paturim min sukkah, would be exempt from the mitzvah of sukkah. And as the Bartanura mentions, this comes under the general principle of oisek b'mitzvah, someone who's busy, occupied with a mitzvah, potter min ha-mitzvah, is exempt from performing a mitzvah. And the Bartanura says, this is not only b'shor she'oiskim b'mitzvah, when they're actually busy, afilu, even if they're not actually busy at that time. For example, they're resting. Tesis Yontod mentions that resting will also give them extra help and strength to be able to perform this mitzvah, and therefore they would be exempt even during that time. Tesis Yontod does mention, however, that the Ramah in Shulchan Aruch says this is only when it would be difficult, a tircha, to perform the other mitzvah. If this individual could do both mitzvahs, and it wouldn't really interfere with the mitzvah that is on his way to perform, then he should do both. The Mishnah continues, Choylin, those people who are ill, who are sick, and we're not talking here about someone who's critically ill, dangerously ill, sakonos nefashos, but those people who are ill, unwell, u'mishamshein, and their attendants, people helping to look after them, paturim min ha-sukkah, they would also be exempt from the mitzvah of sukkah. And the Bartanura mentions the reason why. We find in Parshas Emor that the Pasuk says, Basukos teishvu shivas yomim. You should teishvu, you should live in the sukkah. It doesn't say basukos tihyu, basukos teishvu. You should dwell in the sukkah. Ke'ein toduru, in the way that you'd normally dwell. If, however, a person would not dwell because they're not comfortable in the sukkah, because they are unwell, then this person would leave a place to go to somewhere more comfortable if they were at home. Similarly, if they are in a sukkah and feeling unwell, they would also be allowed to leave the sukkah, paturim min ha-sukkah. The Mishnah concludes, Oichlim v'shoisin arai chutz l'sukkah. One can eat and drink in a casual way out of the sukkah. More about this in the coming Mishnah. But what this means, as the Tiferes Yisrael mentions, for example, some fruit in a casual way, a casual meal, this would be exempt chutz. One could eat it out of the sukkah. That concludes Mishnah Daled.